lost village. Long ago, beyond the mountains, there lived a quiet and unknown village, untouched by conflict or war for generations. Every breath taken in that land echoed the beauty and peaceful rhythm of its people. Children played freely in the open paths, their laughter dancing through the air. Sellers lined the village square, offering handmade goods and fresh produce. Women and men moved gracefully through their daily routines, buying, trading, farming, and sharing stories under the sun. It was a place of harmony where time seemed to pause in reverence to peace. But this is the story of how that village, once serene and forgotten by the world, was struck by the fury of foreign armies and reduced to silence. As the young hunters chased the deer deep into the forest, unaware of time passing, night fell around them. Unknowingly, the deer had led them to the shore. There, standing in stunned silence, the hunters found themselves face to face with a terrifying sight. Rows of foreign soldiers camped in tents along the coastline, preparing to invade every village. As they ran back through the forest, still reeling from the shock of what they had seen at the shore, they didn't realize that dawn had already broken. Bursting into the village, breathless and wide-eyed, the young hunters cried out for everyone to pack their belongings and flee. The enemy was coming.
Everybody hurry, pack your things and leave now. We'll be okay, but I'm scared. We will figure it out, don't worry.
Through the darkening forest, they raced back to their village, exhausted, soaked in sweat, and driven by hope, clutching the secret they had unearthed at the shore. It was a typical market day, children playing, sellers calling out as they displayed their goods, and the village alive with its usual rhythm above them. The sun cast its gentle rays like a blessing, bathing the people in warmth and peace as they went about their daily lives.
Everyone, pack your things! We must leave the village immediately!
As the villagers packed their belongings preparing to flee, a wind swept through, heavy with the breath of fear, carrying the trembling echoes of an approaching army, their march in perfect rhythm with the clatter of steel. The storm was no longer coming, it had arrived. And as the village trembled in fear, fleeing in desperation, the army closed in, already upon them, relentless and unforgiving. As fate looms in silence, the villagers tremble, blind to the shadows that stalk their end. Each breath ticks like a time bomb, counting down to oblivion. And so, the question remains, will the long-forgotten village rise from the ashes or vanish into legend, swallowed by the darkness it dared not see? As the army marched from village to village, conquering lands and leaving ruin in its wake, They invaded homes, slaughtered families, and seized our children, molding them into weapons of war. Each footstep echoed the end of another village, sending survivors fleeing in terror. And then, like a storm breaking through silence, the army arrived. And everything we knew was consumed by fire and steel. As the army journeyed through the forgotten mountains, their conquest stretched deep into the desolate lands long abandoned by time. High upon the hills lurked the ravenous wild beast, a creature of nightmare that devoured men, women, and children without mercy. But the fury of the army was unmatched. With spears raised and swords gleaming, they stormed the heights. Their battle cries echoing through the mist, steel clashed against claw, and blood soaked the earth. In the end, the wild beast fell, its reign of terror shattered by the unyielding might of those who refused to be broken. The hills, once haunted, now stood silent, and the army marched on, their legacy carved into the bones of the forgotten. As fate loomed over the forgotten village, long lost in time, it now stood frozen in the shock of its own demise. Belief, tradition, love, peace, and legend watched helplessly as chaos unfolded. Some fled, others were slaughtered. Many were taken away, hanged, or beheaded. Nothing was left standing. This was once a village that believed it had been spared from the evils of the world, but now it was being consumed by the very darkness it once thought would never find it. And so the silence returned, not as peace, but as a grave reminder that even legends can bleed. Now the question remains, will those torn from their homeland and thrust into the ranks of the foreign armies, trained for war on unfamiliar soil, rise with vengeance burning in their hearts? Or will they abandon the past and vanish into the dust of history? The answer lies ahead, to be continued. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the journey, please do us a favor, like the video and subscribe to the channel. Your support means the world and helps us bring even more stories to life. Until next time, stay inspired.